Welcome back. We're here to cover the karmic third party read, which is looking quite depressing, to be perfectly honest. Now, I read these energies intuitively as I am a psychic medium. Again, you may get additional messages through this, but I'm giving you what my guides are giving me, and as to the instincts, especially. Now, the first thing I do get is there is the shadow that this person is directly feeling. Now, for some reason, the first message they're showing me is this person is going down memory lane. This can be both back to the direct connection they're currently in and or a previous connection. There is some regrets. They are feeling extremely isolated at this point in time, and there is this feeling almost like they knew something was up, or they caught the wrong ferry, they were at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they just feel very disconnected from A, who they are, and B, where they're going. They're feeling really disempowered. It's funny, I'm getting the Florence of the Machine side. No light in your bright blue eyes. It's very, it's very depressed, but they feel they're the third party. They feel that, they had a handle on this. They were really somebody that was the top of the castle, and they're not so sure about that anymore. They're not feeling so confident about this. They felt that maybe two was coming. Now they're feeling as though three's a crowd. Now, could this be that they are tuning into an individual of the past? Yes, it can be. Could it be that they're tuning into the individual who has counterparts heart? Yes, I do feel so. I feel there's a 50-50 here, but they're definitely in their own personal lives feeling very detached and out of control. They feel that things are out of their hands. They're also wanting to have that feeling of being in a very, very deep connection, and they're really not feeling that at this point in time. As we look to the past, when this stream deck wishes to work, StreamYard has been having some issues of late. Yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so we have this thing that hasn't ended. It's been like this never-ending story. It's so strange. It literally does ooze never-ending story. The cards in reverse, death. Beyond death is life. Very Pluto energy, and it does feel like a system is breaking down. It does feel like a structure is breaking down. But, have they actually sacrificed what they wanted? And, in kind of like it's been to their detriment. Because at the heart of it, when we do go back, the first thing I do see is this person really desiring a commitment, or really reviewing the commitments that they have. And there is a splitting of something coming through. And very much the way the card's showing up in the heart of it, what it is showing is a possibility that they're really feeling this person is very different to them, is really not seeing their train of thought, their goal, their desire, their future, and they're really questioning this too, which is very, very natural, especially in layman's terms of our transits at this point in time. So I'm not actually surprised that this is coming up in their oracle reading. It's funny, they do see a lot of, it's like, okay, the term they're using is they are seeing where another person is coming from. They also can't be like anyone else. They are accepting that about themselves. Sometimes they feel this to be a bad thing, that they can't be anyone but themselves. And they don't know how to get out of this pickle. They do feel that they're kind of, it's weird. The first message I'm getting is they're kind of feeling a little bit cursed. They're feeling like at their own hand they may have caused something, and that this is the karma associated to it. And they're having a revelation about a cycle. They're like, wow, this is something maybe that I went into. I maybe knew that there was another person. I maybe knew that this wasn't for me, however it plays out. But I see this person sitting with their hands over their heads, really afraid, really feeling quite alone. Universe is challenging them to step up to the plate and to do something that feels correct for them, correct for their journey, and, in an authentic direction. But they're really not rising to the challenge at this point in time. They really feel quite overwhelmed with it all. You know, they're looking back at their will to fight, for things. Something's calling them, though. Some destiny is calling them. And it could be calling them away from the circumstance. It could also be calling them to arise and actually step up. I also get a feeling of something to do with work going on with this person. There are some people around them that are trying to be loving and supportive. They could be trying to give them advice and to give them it's almost like the writing on the wall, warning on the writing. Yeah, they just keep saying the writing's on the wall. This person maybe wasn't completely at a point in time to see this. And because of the regrets, it's almost like they're a deer in the woods, coming out and the flashlights on them. And they just don't, they're not ready quite to react to anything right now because they're quite overwhelmed. They're quite disillusioned by choices, by actions that they've taken. I just keep hearing the term, there's no comparison, there's no competition, but it's more in criticism towards themselves. They're in a very low vibe at this point in time. They do feel quite alone. They feel very, very lost. And they feel lost in a cycle full of regret. They're not passionate about what they're doing. They feel like internally, with everything that is going on in their life, they feel that a piece of them is actually, even if they're not seeing what life is going to look like after the fact, after a tower, after an ending, after a death of a cycle, they know it's happening. Don't get me wrong, they know that's happening. They just are really, really unsure and they wish they could turn time back. They feel they would have done things differently. So there is remorse, there is regret. Yeah, really in a very low vibe at this point in time. It generally is always darkest before the dawn. We are seeing a separation here from things, an ending of things. There also could be a person of the past. Like I said, I was really picking up that they're tuning into people of the past. And they're like, is it too late? Is it too late for this to work? Is it too late to make amends? Is it too late to, change the direction? They really feel with each step it was the correct choice at the time, but now they're seeing the error of their ways. There is a lot of space. It's almost by their own hands. Tower moments are happening and it is becoming incredibly messy for them. But this past position, it's really haunting them at this point in time. Shit. It's funny because I get so much the clarifiers aren't even helping the read. Well, they are, but they're just reaffirming that this is a very messy, kind of diabolical situation, this week for them. This can be internally. It doesn't have to be a physical situation. It could merely be internally. But what I'm getting is a 3D situation as well. Now, if this is all reflection and they are literally sitting in the eye of this storm, something has gone down. Something really messy has occurred. This has come to like a pivotal point of a tower. Yeah, this is really making them question their commitments. This could have been a question of commitment and betrayal. And because of such, it's forcing something to come to a head and it's taking them off. It's taking them off course. Yeah, they don't know if even their status will help this situation. They also feel this person, because of that, has seen a different light in this person's energy. And it was something maybe that they wanted to keep buried, they wanted to keep hidden. There's a lot of conflict here. I feel this, I could have called this reading, it's a matter of time. Yeah. This is a mess. This person could go out of control. I feel with the pressure points of what it's causing, there could be a bit of an uprising of this. There could be a resurfacing of things that were hidden. things that were done in the dark that maybe weren't above board. There is regret, but there is something coming out and there is something falling down. And although they may project this back in, I feel their hands are really tight, and I feel they would be wise to be very cautious about how they proceed forward. This is, it looks messy. It looks messy. It looks dangerous. It looks like a lot of truths are coming out, and this person's time is really up. We will check in with this next week. If you do want to see the next edition, you can join our YouTube updates via the members, where they are also transitioning next year. Otherwise, I will see you and keep you all in the loop. Take care.